Welcome you all to taking this time out to participate in my discussion on obesity. My name is Yvonne Rice, and I'm a graduate student at the W, and I'm interested in learning more about obesity, particularly the reasons why it can be so difficult to lose weight. In the front of you, you have informed consent forms that I will have you sign and leave on the table before you go. The information is strictly confidential and private, and your participation in this focus group is voluntary, and you can choose how little or how much you discuss in this session. We would appreciate your cooperation in sharing your honest and open thoughts with us concerning this subject. Ground rules, and we would like everyone to contribute to the conversation. Please be polite and don't talk over each other. Everyone's opinion is important, and we would like varied opinions. Whatever is said in this room stays in this room, and feel free to discuss any sensitive issues with us. We will be taping this session, but no names will be used in our report. You will remain anonymous. During this session, please put your cell phones on quiet mode, and if you have to take a call, please step outside. Feel free to pleasantly disagree or agree with a fellow participant. And I'm here not to offer my opinion, but to obtain yours. Okay, now we're open for discussion. Let's introduce ourselves and give our thoughts on obesity. We'll start in the corner.
Sharon Child.
And your thoughts on obesity?
Well, it's a lot of different reasons, I think.
Yes,
It could be a lot of different reasons why we have obesity, but I think that the strongest thing that I have to say is that I think it all starts out being hereditary. So some people, no matter what they eat, they will gain weight. And others, everything they look at and smell, like they gain weight. It's hereditary. You find that most of them usually have a heavy mama, a heavy daddy, or sometimes both of them are heavy.
My name is Carolyn Randall, and my thoughts on obesity is, even though it might be happening to you like myself now, there's still a chance that you can always lose the weight, and you just have to be mindful of what you're eating, and you have to exercise, and this has to be a consistent thing. You can't just start and stop. It has to become a lifestyle for you.
My name is Margaret, and I feel like obesity can be kind of vague, like what you consider to be obesity is different for different people, because I'm very tall, so I know that the weight they tell me I should be, when I am that weight, I'm not comfortable, like how I look in the mirror at that weight. Like I feel like I can be a little heavier than the suggested weight is for my height. So I think obesity, a lot of people don't look at it from a health standpoint. It's kind of like whatever society says you should look like. That's what most people like aim to look like, and it's not really based on their health. They're just trying to appeal to like society. Like if you're a certain height and a certain weight, but people around you who are, I guess, thought to look healthier than you, that's who you imitate or try to look like. And a lot of people don't do their research on like what's the healthy weight for my height. They just try to imitate like people that they see. So I try not to think of myself when I'm a few pounds over what they say I should be as being obese, because I don't think that's the case. It just depends on your health. Because at the weight that I am right now, a lot of people say I'm about to disappear. But if I go to the doctor, I'm 205, they would tell me that I'm overweight and I need to lose weight. So I think it's just subjective, but a lot of people don't look at it like that.
I'm Danielle. I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. I do think that heredity plays a large part in whether someone is obese or not. I also think that it is a lifestyle that you have to make in your mind that this is now how I want to be, this is now how I want to look, I want to take care of my body. It also depends on how you feel. Just like Myra said, it's not always about what people say obesity is. Like, if you're 150, automatically you're over the charts as being obese. It's about how you feel. I've been struggling with obesity for a while, and it's a lifestyle. You have to continue to work out. You have to exercise. You have to watch what you eat. But you also have to be aware that it's not just about your weight and your appearance. It's about your health. How do I feel? Do I have blood pressure, diabetes? There's so many different factors that is included in being obesity, because there are a lot of people that are small, skinny, and they have a lot of different health issues. But then you do have people that, according to charts, graph, what other people say, they are obese, but at the same time, they work out, they exercise. Some people say they're big boned. They are in pretty good shape. No high blood pressure, no diabetes. So it really depends on how you eat, how you take care of your body, what you do to decrease your chances of having high blood pressure and diabetes. So everything plays a large part in how you feel and what you should do to take care of you.
Do you know many people your age that's trying to lose weight? Like maybe, friends or family members or...
Most people,
Pretty much
most people I
everybody.
know,
Yeah,
even the ones that are smaller.
yeah.
Yeah, especially my age, I'm 23 and everybody goes to the gym and squat and work out.
Mississippi has the highest, one of the highest rates of obesity there is. And so I think every year, every generation, we are more prone to be fat because we don't exercise like we should. We used to walk when my parents was young. They walked everywhere they went. Now we ride to the store. The store will be next door. You still want to get in the car and go next door to the store. You don't want to walk. You want to exercise. You got TV. You got cable. You got all this stuff. It takes the place of exercise. And so when you sit in front of a TV set and consume stuff, food and stuff, then we're going to gain weight. That's just the way it is.
Do you feel like, well, you all said, what are some of the ways that being obese affects your health?
I think for me it was like my knees, my blood pressure, my diabetes. I noticed I didn't come down with diabetes until I reached a certain plateau in my weight, and then it showed up. And then I noticed when I started to lose weight, it was less. It wasn't as bad as it was. As long as when I started losing weight, it seemed to get better. It kind of like disappeared to a certain degree. So I think that has a lot to do with me being overweight and then losing weight.
With me, I haven't been diagnosed with high blood pressure or diabetes, praise God, but it was more of just how I feel. Like when I start to feel tired, when I can't walk up one flight of stairs without being able to catch my breath. I'm a school teacher, so anytime I'm outside and I'm playing with my kids and I'm running around, how long can I run and play with my students? How do I feel when the day is over, when 3:30 is here? How am I feeling? So it's more of how I'm feeling inside with my energy level and whether I can go on throughout the day and feel okay.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I was after I had my daughter. I gained 80 pounds during my pregnancy, and when I had her, I know I didn't look the same, but it was the way I felt. Like whenever I would be at school, walking around campus, I was always winded, and it was very hard for me to do my normal tasks without feeling like I had just done so much. And I was like, this must mean that I'm not at a healthy weight, because you shouldn't feel out of breath, by going up a flight of stairs. Not to the point where you're breathing heavy and you need to, stop and catch your breath. Like now I can do it and it's not an issue, but that's how I knew that I was not at a good weight.
Okay. Your thoughts on, I'd like your thoughts on what types of information that you would want to discuss with someone if you were trying to lose weight.
When it comes to me, it would probably be the fact that how I got to be overweight in the first place. When I got married, I was like 100, between 155 and 160 pounds. And, you know, I thought I had it going on pretty good at the time. But with marriage, it brought on stress, and it also brought on a baby. So with the stress and the baby, I think a lot of us use food as a crutch. And that's what I did. Every time I had a difficult situation going on in my life, it was either candy or either it was starch stuff. It's just like when I ate that, I felt better. So we use food for a crutch. When we should be using God for a crutch, we use food for a crutch. And then it brings on weight problems because look like the more problems you have, the more you eat. And then you're dealing with children as well, and it's not helping anything. You have to feed people, and it's hard to cook, you know, for a family. And then there you are trying to watch what you eat. You can't feed. You just can't go and say, well, y'all gonna have to eat with me. You're gonna have a salad and a diet soda. They don't want to hear that. So you fix the food for them, and you gotta have it, right? You gotta have it where you like to eat. But you trying to not taste the food because you know once you get started, you may not want to stop. So sometimes food, you can get hooked on it that way.
I think obesity is a cultural thing. Not to say that people of Caucasian or Asian nationalities don't have issues with diabetes and high blood pressure, but African Americans by far top the charts with cases of diabetes and high blood pressure. And it's just because of the way that we cook. The things that we use in our food are not conducive to living a healthy lifestyle. So when you think about, you know, cooking with all the grease and oil and butter and all the seasonings and the 3 and 4 course meals and the, you know, cornbread and stuff like that, that on top of not living a very active lifestyle, which is hard to eat that and, you know, still lose weight living an active lifestyle. We're just, our taste buds are trained to, you know, want soul food and things like that. And that's the kind of food that causes you to be overweight, and then on top of being overweight, have the issues of diabetes or high blood pressure. So it's really a cultural thing. Because like however your mom and dad cook for you, that's usually how you're going to cook for your kids. And then they get used to eating that, and then like, that's how they're going to cook for their kids. So, you know, just like considering it as a cultural thing, I think it's important because people make jokes and stuff and say that, you know, if something is under seasoned or bland, then it can't be cooked by a black person because they know that we use heavy seasoning in our foods, and all that stuff makes you retain water and contributes to you having, you know, diabetes, high blood pressure, which come from being obese. Well, not all the time, but in most cases are a byproduct of obesity.
Heart disease.
Do you eat in between meals? Do you have trouble eating in between meals? I mean,
Now, I work around a whole bunch of people at my school, and it seems to me, I've been told, I've been given different suggestions and hints, that it seems like the skinniest people, the smallest frame, they eat between meals. They do what you call just snacking throughout the day. So like all their meals and all the portions are very small, but they may eat just a small breakfast, and then about 10 o'clock, you may see them with a thing of crackers, or you may see them with a banana or an apple, or you may see them with a hot dog. And then later on at 12:30, you'll see them again with something small, and they eat. And throughout the whole day, they're snacking. Those are the smallest people. And so according to what I've heard and to what they say statistics, it's better to eat small portions, and that smaller people, typically, they eat small meals throughout the day. Eat around 6 meals. So, I mean, I've seen it, I've heard it, I've been told that's what you should try to do. So,
Yeah, I think you should eat in between meals when you eat. My issue is I don't eat meals, and I think because I've just been around in my family, we have very bad eating habits to where we won't eat but one time a day. And when you get trained like that, your body really stops signaling for you to eat. Like some people, if they eat breakfast and they eat lunch and they eat dinner and they eat small meals in between, if they miss one of those meals, their body is like, okay, where's my food? But if you go all day without eating, your body gets used to you not eating all day. So it really doesn't start to, you know, alert you that you're hungry until it gets, okay, you normally eat a big meal at 6 o'clock and it's like 8 o'clock and your body's like, okay, normally you've eaten something by now, I need fuel. That's like a really bad way to eat, because normally if you're that hungry, you're gonna eat whatever you see. Like your meal, your plate's gonna be bigger because you're hungry, like you haven't eaten all day. So I really don't eat meals, and I really should. I do not eat breakfast, I can honestly say that. And that's just because I'm on the go and I don't get up early enough to, eat breakfast and then prepare for work or school. So I just have to choose one. So I'm gonna choose school or work. So then food just, takes a back seat. And then being on the go all day, you forget to eat or you don't have time to eat. And then coming home, it's like that last meal is usually not healthy or not good because you haven't eaten anything all day. So,
And I've been like that all my life, where I eat one meal. Maybe I can get a second meal in, but yet it still work. So, and also we have to realize that our metabolism, we can't get a metabolism, and our metabolism doesn't start until we eat. So just imagine if we're not eating until today. I have not eaten anything. Okay, so just imagine my body, my metabolism has not speeded up. I'm not burning anything because why? I don't have anything. So I wait until 5 o'clock and I eat my one meal. And what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat the most amount that I can eat because I'm hungry. I haven't ate all day long. I can't eat a hand size full of food. So it also makes a difference.
Okay, well, what do you think about exercise as a part of weight loss plan? Ms. Gibbs? Exercise as a part of weight loss plan.
To me, that was my savior. At first, when I had my knees operated, he forgot to tell me, Will, I've been extending the time. But I was so much overweight, I had to lose down to a certain amount of weight to have the knees replaced. I made it almost there, like in about 10 or 15 pounds. So I called up and told him I'm not going to be able to have the surgery because I can't lose the last 10 to 15 pounds. He said, come on in anyway. He said, try your best and come in. And so when I went in, I was just, like this, but I was down to, I was where I needed to be. But he did not say, when you get these new knees, you do realize that the rest of the weight you have will affect how long you keep your knees. He didn't say that. But after a couple of checkups, he said, well, you're between a rock and a hard place. He said, because you damn if you do and you damn you don't. Because if you exercise like you should, you're going to lose your legs earlier. Knees are going to be only guaranteed a certain time. So when he told me that, I didn't know what to do. But he also told me if you don't lose weight, you're going to lose them also. So I'm really between a rock and a hard place. So what I did was I tried, doing without food, and I would do pretty good with that. But then when you really do eat after you fasted for a while, you eat all the wrong things, and whatever you gain is going to come back double. So you're going to gain extra weight. But in the end, a bicycle, one that sits at the foot of the bed, I was able to use that and not eat after. I don't eat after 4 o'clock, and sometimes I don't eat after 3 o'clock because they say that it works pretty good that way. So when I exercise, I've been able to lose 100 some pounds. So the way I exercise, I don't eat anything, I drink water, and sometimes I can find some fruit, I have some fruit. But that's how I do. I advise everybody to do it that way. Don't try to go overboard. Just start out a little bit. And then as time get on, like when I first started out, I couldn't go but a few minutes. And I felt so bad about that. That's just how much I weight was. I couldn't go but a few minutes, and I felt bad about it. And I started to give up. Sometimes I said, well, you know what? Some minutes is better than no minutes. And I kept on with that little minute. I went from 15 and now I can do 70. And that's awesome for me.
With me, exercising is the key.
Yeah,
I can't lose weight or keep my weight off without exercising.
Right.
I can starve myself. I can go without eating. I can eat salads all day, every day in Subway, and I will not lose not 1 pound. But once I started exercising, I was able in 1 year to lose 50 pounds. I kept it off until I stopped exercising. The moment I stopped exercising, I started gaining back, and I gained back 10 pounds. So now I have to turn around and I have to start back exercising in order to keep my weight off or to lose. It's key.
What would influence you to lose more weight?
The way I look in the mirror.
And the way I feel.
Health
And my health.
and
It was for me, like after I had my daughter, I just didn't like the way I looked. I didn't know if I was unhealthy or not. I was like 247, but I just didn't feel like myself. I've always been tall and pretty much lean. So after I had my daughter, I was like a completely different person. When I looked in the mirror, I just wasn't happy with myself. And so I think that's where it needs to start. If you want to lose weight, it should be for health reasons because you want to be healthier. But overall, it should be something that you want to do for you. Not because somebody's telling you you need to lose weight, but it needs to be because you look in the mirror and say, hey, I don't like how I look. That way you'll keep up with it. Because some people, they just, work out or lose weight because they feel like, okay, my doctor said I need to do this. But you're not going to keep up with it if that's the only reason why you're working out is because your doctor said so. It has to be something that inside you feel like this is what I have to do for me. So I didn't even go to the doctor. I kind of figured that they were trying to say I was overweight because after I had my doctor put me on diet pills. So I was assuming he was trying to say you need to lose weight. So I just went ahead and did it, and I think it needs to be something that you feel like you have to do for you for it to be successful.
And you'll feel good not only physically but also mentally.
But you're gonna gain it back if you do it with somebody else.
Right. Because you're not gonna keep up with
right, you
it.
do it for yourself. And then sometimes we get off course a little bit and we just give up. When you get off course a little bit, you say, okay, I'm off course today, but tomorrow I'm going back. That's the only way you're going to reach. You're going to have to stay somewhere near that and still work the scales too.
Yeah.
And then I good for you.
What are some experiences in the past have you had with family and friends that were obese? Some of the problems they suffer from being obese.
I think everybody in my family has obesity issues. Pretty much everybody has, either high blood pressure. I mean, I'm always a doctor and they give you that paper. It's like my dad, my mom, and you get to feel like what's on each side. I'm just checking everything. Like they got stroke, heart attack, diabetes, high blood pressure, everything. And most of it comes from, like my dad, he's suffering with dialysis and kidney failure now. But, he was really, really overweight at one point, eating all the wrong foods. I had a grandmother pass away from complications with diabetes, so it's like every person in my family that I've ever cared for or loved ends up being victim to issues that have to do with weight, which for me is is the reason why I feel like I couldn't really play around with weight loss, because it's obviously hereditary on both sides of my family that if you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna end up having issues with your kidneys and your heart and your health, and it's not gonna. It's like she said, some people can eat and they have no issues. My ex, he was like that, metabolism through the roof, eat whatever he want to eat. I'm not like that. If I eat a few of the wrong meals, it's over. Like my clothes don't fit right now because I started working out and I just been eating. I haven't really been eating a lot. I just been eating and not working out, like she said.
You have to work out.
Yeah, and so my clothes and stuff are tighter now. So my family has really had issues with weight loss.
How about you, Ms. Carol?
Well, my family has had issues with it too. My mom had diabetes. My dad, he passed away because of high blood pressure, and my sister passed away because of heart problems. And I didn't consider myself obese until after I had my children. And then after I had them, I still was okay. I could eat, and I was good. But then when I had health issues myself, and I'm not sure if it was related to obesity, but breast cancer. And when I was going through that, I lost almost 50 pounds. And I really thought I looked good, except for the face and all that stuff. I thought I was looking good, and I did good with keeping that weight off until my treatments were over. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, I can eat some food again. And I started eating. And see, I know now that it is affecting my weight. I was doing good with it until I accepted this job to babysit. And I know that I get winded now. So I know that I need to get back with it. So I'm just waiting until the end of this month so I can get back in the gym and I can start eating right. So I can take care of myself more like I was doing before.
Some important thing I ever heard from a doctor that really I paid attention to when he said, congratulations, you lost 50 pounds. He said, that's easy. He said, now keep it off. He said, because the most hardest thing to do is to keep it off. He said, easy to lose, but it's hard to keep off.
There's this man that comes in the gym where I work at, He's 55 years old, but you cannot tell in his face or in his body. He is like a six-pack, but he comes to the gym every day. I know his first and last name. He runs. I want to be him one day. I don't know. It's just like his health. I can tell he's going to live for a very long time. If something happens to him, it's not going to be health-related.
I don't know now.
Well, not when I mean health-related as far as obesity goes. He's not going to have obesity issues like, you know, heart from being fat.
But you know, they're finding out now. They always put certain things on being overweight. But there's a lot of small people, and they come from small families. They have diabetes, and it's the worst kind. People that are very small have diabetes, and affects them even more. And they have heart disease too. They once said that inside of you, you have these hereditary things, and they lay dormant in your body until you do something to bring it. You like start smoking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't smoke, and your family is healthy. Then you start smoking somewhere, you got that issue, that heart issue, and it comes forward. Somewhere you got that cancer issue, it comes forward just by whatever habit you choose to pick up around breast cancer too. Yeah, so we need to not look at these people and say they're skinny, they're healthy.
No, I'm just saying as far as like issues that I know people in my family face because they don't watch what they eat. Because a lot of stuff we bring on ourselves, you can't control getting cancer and, you know, breast cancer, prostate cancer. A lot of this stuff is just going to happen if it's going to happen. But when you go to having to be on dialysis because you want diabetes and you didn't eat properly and stuff like that, a lot of people get diabetes and the doctor tells them if you lose down to a certain amount of weight, diabetes will go away.
That's right.
Then they hear that, but then that never ends up happening for them. You know, I watch TV on TLC and people end up with diabetes, and this white guy was like, his doctor told him lose down to a certain weight, he'll be diabetes free. He did it for his kids, and he stopped taking the insulin shots, stopped having to go to the doctor. So I'm not saying that he won't ever have health issues in general, but I'm saying as far as it being because he didn't take care of his body, that's just not going to be possible. And he doesn't stand there long, 30 minutes a day, and he just come in there and he get out. But whatever it is that he's doing, he's making sure that he's keeping himself healthy. And that's how I want to be when I get older, because it's just, when I find when people die because of obesity issues, their death is just so it's so more prolonged and dragged, and they have to go through so much. Either they have to be tied to something with tubes, or it's just dialysis. And I can tell my dad being on it, it's just aggravating and not a good thing. It takes him through, you know, so much just being on it. So it makes me want to be healthy and not deal with obesity, because I know that if I do get sick, it's going to be so many other things that are affected just because I'm overweight and I have issues with being overweight.
And I feel like if I'm going to be sick or die from something, I don't want it to be like, I'm the reason, I'm the cause. I could have prevented.
Right.
You know, some things you just can't prevent.
Yeah.
And that's why they
Right.
have type 1 diabetes, is for the ones that are small, that do eat pretty decent, that are not overweight.
Right.
You know, they still have diabetes. So it's not just a health weight issue.
thing,
It's
Right.
also just eating right and taking care of your body.
And
Right.
hereditary.
So, and I want to have control as much as I can, how long I live, and the lifestyle that I live,
Yeah.
and how I choose to live my life.
Yeah,
I
because some
wanna
people are
have
heavy
that.
and healthy.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Some people are like just naturally thicker,
Mhm.
but they're really healthy.
But some of us, and that's how I gained weight first. My thing was, whenever I had issues, I ate my way through. I did that. You know, I had little kids, but I ate my way through. And that's why I gained a lot of weight from that, from just leaning on food for support. You know? And it's always stuff like donuts, soda, ice cream, bologna, stuff. All the stuff is not good for you. You go after that. You depressed. The kids in the bed sleep, and you going through stuff. You don't know how you're gonna make it through the next day. You don't know what's gonna happen. The kids don't have clothes, and your husband is this, your husband that, and there you are with a bag of candy and eat a dozen donuts, and they become your friend. And they become your salvation for a while until you find out that you got heart disease or something like that.
What is really the problem with losing weight? I mean, what would you say was your main reason for not being able to lose it?
Food is good. Very yummy. Food is like the most amazing thing ever. I think food is just better than anything. Like, I mean, if somebody came up to me and was like, would you rather like have a man in your life or food? I would probably choose food. Because I just think food is just amazing, especially when it's cooked right. Like when I go out of town, when I went to the BB King restaurant, I was like, oh my God, like people can actually cook like this. Or I went to Underground 119 in Jackson on a date and I ordered shrimp and grits and I was just like, oh my God, like it's so good. Like I got a cheesecake for Mother's Day. I ate like 8 slices because it was just so good. Like it was nasty. I would believe that everybody would be good. But
and to me it's like I have the angel on one side and the devil on one side, and the angel is saying, you lost that 50 pounds. You know, it's not going to be too hard if you just try your best at losing the 25 pounds. You can do it. You can do it. And then the devil's saying, you know what? Your daughter's cooking brownies and they smell so delicious. Girl, you gonna live your life and enjoy your life. You don't want to be miserable all your life. You know, so what if you're 200 pounds? At least those brownies are really delicious to you. And then the angel's like, don't listen, don't do it.
And the devil be winning.
The devil be winning every time.
Lack of self-control. We don't have self-control.
I ate an ice cream sandwich last night in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. But it's because I wanted it. And it's Skinny Cow, so I was like, it's only 110 calories. I try to buy healthy snacks like Skinny Cow. Because if I had been eating like a Klondike bar, so they'd probably been like 320 calories. But I was like, okay, let me get the Skinny Cow. Even though it's 6 for the same amount of 12. It's more expensive for less. But I was like, at least when I do snack, I won't, have to beat myself up about it. I try to buy fruit cups and stuff like that and stay away from like bags of Snickers or M&M's, so I don't snack.
But the bad food, I mean, it just tastes so much better. For example, last night I chopped me up some strawberries. And I looked at those strawberries and I said, that's so good and sweet. But I bet that tastes good with some salt. So I go in the kitchen and I sprinkle a little salt on my strawberries. And they were like so good. It's just something about just things that you don't need to have. I didn't need the salt, did I? But it tastes so much better with them. That's just the way it is.
Forbidden stuff, that's what makes us fat. Forbidden stuff is the best stuff there is.
Cheesecake.
Whatever it is. I ain't just talking about food now. I ain't just talking about food. I'm talking about other stuff too. Anything forbidden, that's what we go after.
But I think it's like a mind thing too. Like, if somebody was like with kids and vegetables, if you tell them to eat Brussels sprouts, they're like, ugh, I don't want that. But if you tell them, okay, don't eat the Brussels sprouts, they probably want to eat them. It's just like a mind thing. It's like everything people tell us is healthy. That's what we try to like shy away from because, mentally healthy is nasty. And the stuff that's not good for you, that's the stuff like she said that tastes the best. So that's like what you go after. So if it was flip-flop, it would probably be easier just so we would associate our, mentally with different things.
I used to use this thing when I counsel women. I said, okay, you go to a donut shop and let's just say they have 2 donuts. One is a low-fat donut and the one is fattening. And then you go in the store and you say, let me have a low-fat donut. And they give it to you and you say, no, this ain't gonna work. And then they give you the fat donut and you just really enjoy it. And then somewhere along the line you find out that both of those donuts are identical. There's no difference in those donuts. It's a mind thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a mind thing. We don't want what's good for us. And it's other than we didn't want it, and we don't want it now.
Bad food is good.
And we don't stay consistent enough. Because if we know that we can do it once, we can do it again. So we just gotta stay consistent with it.
Me, I'm spoiled now because I know I can lose weight. So every day I'm like, girl, you get big. But I'm like, it's all right if I get serious again. I'll be down in no time.
And you can't stop. Because if you stop, it's hard to start back. You can't stop. Even if you one day, it's just like fighting. You may lose that round like one day, but you got to get up, and the next day you got to get back in the ring again. Because if you don't, you're gonna gain every bit of it back. I'm a witness to you.
I'm 205.
What advice would you give someone who's trying to lose weight and to keep it off?
I would say what helped me was just. I say people need to understand motivation and discipline are 2 different things. Like when you want to lose weight, being motivated is not enough. You have to be disciplined because motivation is just a feeling that I need to do this. Like how you feel after you hear a good sermon or something like that. You feel like, okay, I can just conquer the world, and then the next day it's like, okay. But discipline is like the grind of it. Like, I'm gonna make myself do this even when I don't want to do it. And when I lost my weight, at first I didn't feel comfortable going to a gym, so I started off at home, and I bought this DVD system, and the first one was 20 minutes, and the second DVD that came was 45. When I would start off on the 20-minute one, I couldn't make it through 10 minutes without feeling went out. Told my ex, I'm done. I sit down, be like, you can turn it off because I can't do no more. But every day I would turn it back on, see how far I could go. Before too long, I got to where I could do the 40-minute DVD without being winded. It took me about a year to get there, but I just kept at it. And also not letting your diet conflict with working out, because you're not going to see the results that you want, so you're just going to feel like your working out isn't helping. Like, you can't go running and work out and then still be drinking soda. I had to give up all kind of flavored beverages. I had like a one flavored beverage a day. I would say with my meal, I know I want to taste a drink with, I'm gonna save it for dinner. So I would drink like, tea or something, one glass of tea with my dinner. But the whole rest of the day, if I went out with friends, I was like, give me a water. Yeah. I didn't want to, and then I let go of condiments, except for mustard, because mustard doesn't have any calories. Right. So no ketchup on my fries, no ranch, none of that. Just gave, unless it was like low fat ranch, but I just gave up all that. So it's just being disciplined. Like, it's good to be motivated. It's good to, want to lose weight, but you have to just be realistic and say, if you're not going to do it every day and be able to tell, like she said, have self-control and tell yourself no, then it's just not going to work, and you're going to get discouraged because you're going to be doing all this working out and sweating, but then your food habits don't change. So then it's going to be like, okay, what am I doing all of this for? Your diet has to be in tune with what you do in the gym so you can actually see your results. And then staying off the scale. Because my personal trainer was like, just leave the scale alone. Because that was me. Every time I went to the gym, I'd jump on the scale. I'd be like, but I'm only 2 pounds lighter, or I'm not. Or sometimes I would gain weight. And he told me, he said, let your clothes be your guide. And that's the best advice I've ever gotten, because I know now that I'm about 10, 15 pounds heavier, I didn't have to get on anybody's scale. I went in there and put on a dress that I've been able to wear for the past 2 months, and I could not get it zipped. And I said, you know what? I'm at least 10 pounds bigger. Got on the scale, and I had went from 180 to 200 pounds. Just because I put on a dress and I knew I couldn't fit it. So if your clothes are fine, I say you're fine. But if you can't get in what you used to be able to get into, or it's snug, or you hear stuff popping seams and stuff, that's how you know you gain weight. So just like stay away from the scale, because it's not your friend.
And then also, my thing is, to add on what you're saying, another thing that can help people, if I want to tell anybody anything, it is always good to have backup, to have someone else in your corner, to have someone that can motivate or someone that can help you. You have to do it for yourself, but it's good to have that person that loves you or care about you or that's trying to lose weight themselves. Right. It's always good to have someone there with you to be able to help you. For example, I don't think I could have had the motivation and the dedication to lose weight without my husband. And he didn't pressure me, he didn't mind. He said, nobody wants a bone but a dog. So therefore he didn't mind me being overweight. He didn't mind me being a little thick in the hips. But I personally said, baby, I want to do something about this. I want to lose weight. I need you to help me. I want you to help me. And we worked together. He said, well, if you want to do it, we'll do it. And every day I'd go home and get in the bed. He said, get up, let's go. And every day he would drill me. He would make me, and I would even be crying sometimes and hurting sometimes. And he said, you can do this. You can do this. You want to stop? You can do this. And he helped me lose my 50 pounds. So having someone that can help you or someone to work out with you, that's also
that made it easier for you.
That made it much easier for me.
Is there any other things that can make it easier for you?
God. He can make it easy for you.
I feel like if you get done working out and you don't see Jesus, you ain't do right. Every time I work out, I do it to the point where I'm just like, you know how you just get so aspirated, you just like, Lord, the next breath gotta come from you. That's what I do when I work out. And I feel like if you don't get to the point where you just feel like, and you can't go on. You have to push yourself. You should not be comfortable. You wake up, don't die like when you're working out. But a lot of people, they go in the gym and they do a little 1-2 and they barely sweat. And they're like, well, I'm not losing weight. I do it to the point where I feel like I did something today. Yeah. Did you just know when you get up in the morning, it's going to be hard to walk to the bathroom?
Exactly.
That's how you should work out. And just, pushing yourself. But I think, like she said, it really was hard for me to get a partner. Because everybody was not as motivated as I was. They would start off and they would fall off. Yeah. So I ended up having to do it alone, but then I went and paid for a personal trainer, and that's what helped me. Yes, right. Just having somebody who wants to see you reach that goal. Because it's really hard to do it by yourself.
And change the way you eat. That's the most important thing. If you're going to eat something fat, let's just say if you want some cookies and ice cream, eat it for breakfast. I'm serious.
Yeah, because your metabolism is high today.
And whatever it is you want that you ain't got no business with, eat it in the morning. You burn it off. Then with the meal that you have, the last meal you have, make sure it's good for you. It's not fattening.
Right.
A salad or something like that.
Bird food.
Yeah, if you
basically.
do that, then make sure you have it not close to bedtime. No later than 6 o'clock, no later than 5 o'clock, and then work out in between that time. You automatically lose weight.
Yeah, I gotta stop eating.
And then also being aware that, okay, my exercising got to match what I eat. So say for example, I haven't had a soda in a week, or I haven't had a bag of chips in a week. It's been 7 days. I want it so badly. Well, guess what? I got to work for it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to eat it, and then I'm going to go work out an extra 30 minutes. I'm going to make up for it. At least if I don't want to gain weight, if I want to maintain, I need to exercise so I can maintain it. So I may not lose a pound because I ate something bad, but I'm not going to gain because I did my extra working out.
And no snacks by the side of the bed, because that's my issue. I have snacks by the side of my bed, like baked chips. I have my trail mix by the side of my bed, and I just be dreaming about food, and I will get up in the middle of the night and like roll over and open the bag and just be like mindlessly eating. So I think you should like keep your food away
Out of
from your
your
bedroom.
Well, see,
no food in
that's
the
where prayer come in at. The one prayer that I prayed to heaven, you know what I told the Lord? Lord, I'm being honest. I am so greedy. I am greedy. I will eat whenever I get a chance. I said, I need you to help me. Please help me. And he helped me. I couldn't have lost that weight without him. I didn't have nobody to help me. My husband, he ain't saying about my weight one way or the other. He ain't saying it until I started losing weight, right? But I know the Lord was with me because I wasn't eating as much as I used to. I was working out when I hate working out. I'm lazy. I'd rather be shot at my pinky toe than to work out.
I think we most likely will be all of us.
So you think sugar sweetened beverages has play a great part in?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it
Yes. I think it's one of the biggest factors.
Sugar
But
is
I,
Not just beverage now. Don't forget the donuts.
But you know what though? I think it's also misleading when people say, okay, let's do diet drinks instead. I heard that it's deadly as well.
But you
I
know,
heard a
it
Diet Coke is just as bad as a regular Coke. A Diet Dr. Pepper, oh my. And don't mention a Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is like one of the worst things that you can possibly put in your stomach.
But really?
Yes, it is.
I love
awful.
Mountain Dew.
It's the worst thing
You
that
love
you can
Mountain Dew?
It's,
When I do drink soda.
It's so bad for you that it can actually kill animals. It can actually kill other
But
things.
see, I don't drink soda.
It's
I don't drink soda.
See, the reason it's bad for us is because when we find something that we think we can have a lot of without gaining weight, we go overboard for it. Because I've seen people in the store, they have 2 or 3 6-packs of diet sodas.
But sodas are just so bad for you because sugar is just in so much that we eat. And see, people don't understand that your body is not processing the sugar as, okay, that was soda, this is rice or cereal. Your body just saying, she eating all this sugar. Your body don't know where it's coming from. And sugar is in so much that we eat. And soda makes you thirsty. Like if you ever drink a soda, once you're done, you're like, I need more soda because
That's right.
it dries your mouth out.
Yeah.
So most people that do drink soda, they mindlessly drink so much of it because it's like back to back to back because they're thirsty. If you ever get thirsty and just drink water, you won't want anything else.
And that's what it
Yes,
says.
right.
It just like quenches your thirst and you won't want anything else. But the sugar just leaves your mouth dry. Like I just drunk this juice and my mouth is dry. So I feel like I need to go drink something else. So sugar is just
And also, caffeine is addictive.
It
It's
is.
like some people that wake up in the morning and they gotta have their coffee.
Me.
Some people have to wake up every morning. I work with someone. They have to have a Coke every single day.
I had a teacher like
But,
that.
yes, they
he had to have a diabetic.
But if you get off the Coke, if you get off the soda, your body just starts to lean away from it, and it gets to where you don't even need it anymore.
He had a bad
I mean,
attitude.
yeah.
When he didn't get his
It changes.
diabetes,
Yeah.
he was not a good teacher.
Yes.
And he said he had caffeine
So,
addiction. He had to have that drink every morning to be okay.
So sweets is definitely, those drinks.
Well, yeah, I have my coffee in the morning. I have that. That's what I reward
Me
myself
too.
with.
I have
So when I
too.
get up in the morning, I'm not going to eat. I go in the refrigerator and look at the ice cream. I said, I'm not going to eat that. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to have the cup of coffee that I want. I'm going to have sugar in it. I'm going to have cream in it. Everything I
Me
want.
too.
I'm going to have that. I'm going to reward myself.
And the cream is gonna be cookie flavor.
I'm going to eat that.
My creamers are cookie
I like
flavor.
the French vanilla.
Me too.
Yes, girl.
And the hazelnut. Right now I got chocolate chip. I ain't tried the shit though. I'll let y'all know how it turned out.
You supposed to be making coffee for us for right now anyway.
Really? Was I?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is about obesity. I didn't want to, put Domino's sugar in everybody's cups. That's how I make my coffee. It's not the
Well,
best
that's
for
what
me.
you got.
I can't do the black coffee yet. How some people do that coffee black?
Me neither. Mama can. I couldn't.
I tried, no.
If you could create a weight loss program, what would it consist of?
Music.
Yes. I am getting ready to try for the first time. What you call it?
Zumba? I love. That's why I
I'm
said
gonna
music.
try Zumba because I love music. I love dancing, and you know I can't. So it's gonna.
That's the only way I lost.
It's-
That's the, when I started losing weight. When I said I was finally gonna go to the gym, I am not a treadmill person because I'm just really scared the thread is gonna be off the day I get on there, and I'm just gonna fly back. So I don't do the treadmill.
And I don't do the bicycle.
But the elliptical bicycle is too boring.
Yeah.
So it was a Zumba class every night from 6 to 7. And I lost 50 pounds just in Zumba alone because by the time the class was over, I would just be pouring in sweat. But I literally danced for 1 hour, and I did not realize that's high impact working out. Your hands above your head, you moving, your everything is just moving. I lost so much weight in Zumba. So if I created a weight loss plan, it will probably be something along the lines of Zumba. Or hip hop abs, something where people don't know they're working out. To me, that's the only thing you can lose weight. Because if it feels like work, you're not gonna want to come back the next day.
And I couldn't walk because I had problems with my legs. I didn't like treadmills and bicycles. Matter of fact, I don't like working out on the inside. So I said, what do I do? What do I love to do so that I can lose weight? And I chose basketball. And I lost 50 pounds in less than a year with nothing but basketball.
Yeah, but old people, they can do Zumba.
Yes, they can.
Yes.
It was a lot of old people in our class.
Yes.
It's just like if the move is above your head, I mean, you ain't gonna be moving like the young people because you don't want to, throw that out of place. But you do a little one too. You do what you can do. But it was like so many elder people in our Zumba class.
Yes.
It really was.
Yes, and they love
on the front row.
That's right.
All right, Myra, taking you up on it.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Start a class.
I would. I need to. Can't fit none of my clothes. I really will. But yeah, music makes it more fun.
Music. What's something that you love?
Is there anything else that would make it more easier for you? Or
Don't don't buy the wrong foods. And I know it's hard to get healthy foods, but when I was doing it really good, I told my sons, I said, don't bring no sodas in this house, don't bring no chips,
That's
don't
right.
bring no
Yes.
Don't even bring it in.
Bring it
I said, don't
in.
bring that.
It
And I said,
works.
I don't want
That
no
works.
temptation. And so when I was getting just the healthy stuff, and it was just there, that's what I ate. So if you don't have that around,
Exactly.
you're not tempted to eat
That
any
works.
of that. So you need to get you a good shopping list of healthy food.
And don't go to the store hungry, whatever you do.
That's right. True. Very true.
But that's true. Just don't bring it in the house.
That's right.
Just don't bring it in.
Right.
If you ain't got it there, you're not gonna get up at 12 at night and go get a Coke.
Yeah.
And if
You gonna drink what's there.
If you want an ice cream cone, have it while you're out, right?
That's right.
Just don't bring it.
Or
inside.
get Skinny Cow.
That's right.
It is
That's right.
actually good.
And I,
It is. It really is.
It's good.
Or what I would do, I would just make like, this is what my teacher taught me to do. She had like a really nice shape, and I was like, how do I, lose weight? And she said, don't deprive yourself of the things that you love. Just do it in moderation.
Right.
So I would go get that Dove chocolate, and I would look at the serving size, and if I could have 5 pieces that equal 200 calories, I just eat my 5 pieces
That's
of chocolate.
right. I do
And then I
the
just
same
put the bag up until the next day, and I said, well, tomorrow I can have 5 more pieces.
Yeah.
If I wanted a cookie, I ate a cookie that was the serving size. So I would just say, get what you like, but just practice self-control. That's what I had to do. 'Cause I was like, I can't go,
I would get the
cold
small,
turkey.
the small snack size Ziploc bag, and I would put my cheese nips in it. Love cheese nips. Give me the whole box. But self-control. How bad you want it? How bad you want to lose that weight?
Right.
If you want it bad enough, you take it. You put the cheese nips in there. You zip it up. You put them away.
do you think it's worse on you when you deprive yourself?
It is.
Yes.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Because when you finally break, it's gonna be so bad. You're
Yeah.
like,
You go
man.
crazy then.
And you're never going to stop.
You're not. You're gonna go buy a whole cheesecake and just like eat the whole thing. Because you like 2 weeks I haven't had anything sweet versus if you have you have something to look forward to.
Yes.
To help, motivate you.
And also choosing that day. Choose one day. So like I know that Monday through
At the end of the
Friday,
week.
yeah, Monday through Friday, I'm gonna do good on that Saturday.
Cheat
I
day.
know it's coming. That's my cheat day. Now I don't cheat all day. Now I don't just indulge, but I know I got that coming where I can have a soda and I can have a bag of chips because that's my day. But I'm good 6 days, so I mean that one day I can have my soda and my chips.
Right.
I think that's important.
Don't have it in the house. Nowhere. I'll find it. I will find it.
Me too.
So not depriving yourself, having it every now and then, having a cheat day. Like
Yes,
you
have a
said.
cheat day.
This would consist of your program because not having it would make it all the more worse than having just a little of it.
Exactly.
But I think that people that cannot control themselves need to just let it go.
Yeah.
If you can't control yourself, don't go buy a 12-pack of Coke and say, well, I'm gonna have one, one a week. No, be realistic, baby. If you know you're gonna drink, 4 in a day, because it's there, then just leave it alone. I think,
Go to the soda machine and just buy a 50-cent one can.
right. Don't bring it to your house.
Don't bring in donuts, don't bring in
Don't bring in.
candy. My husband tried hiding stuff from me.
I tell my husband, don't even
I
come to
just
the
stand
house.
in the middle of the floor and
Don't
find
house.
whatever it is he had, and it just really is.
I tell him, don't even come to the house. If you want to eat, you want to go eat Wendy's. Eat it on your way home, or eat it
Right.
there.
And put on some cologne.
And just right, when you come home, brush your teeth.
I can smell
Don't bring
fries.
it, If you bring it, it's over.
Well, in closing remarks, I'd like to thank you ladies for giving me your thoughts on obesity and weight loss.
I'm hungry.
Forget these baked chips.
Our meeting.
Good.
Okay,
Coffee. We're having some
coffee and snacks.
cookie
I'm
flavor.
not gonna work.
No baby.
So I can buy more cookies.
All right, thank you, ladies. Don't forget to sign your consent sheets, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.